You ever have one of those days where the world just flips upside down on you and the whole room goes dead silent, like every single person just forgot how to breathe? That's exactly what happened the morning Emma Reynolds pointed her little finger across Courtroom 7 and said two words that changed everything, bad man. You know what I mean? 1 second, you're minding your business, sitting on a wooden bench with your 3-year-old clutching her favorite bunny, hoping you can get through this routine hearing without incident. And the next, the whole place is hanging on the next thing out of toddler's mouth. See, that's how it started. Emma was there because I couldn't leave her home alone, and the judge-tough old Ellen Mathers, she let my daughter stay, so long as she kept quiet, bless her. I was set to testify about a warehouse robbery I'd glimpsed through my kitchen window. Nothing earth-shattering, just what I'd seen or thought I saw. The place was crawling with bailiffs, lawyers shuffling paper, all that courthouse hustle until Officer Cross walked in with his German Shepherd, Rex, looking so sharp you'd think he was auditioning for a commercial. Rex had that air alert, calm, every muscle in place. I remember thinking he looked like he could tell right from wrong just by sniffing the air. And then, right in the middle of the judge's opening remarks, Emma sits up and, as clear as day, points not at the dog, but Cross himself and says, "Bad man." I swear time froze. My heart dropped straight to my knees. The court reporter just stopped typing, the prosecutor whipped his head around, and even the judge went quiet. All eyes locked on Emma, who looked dead certain, like she'd just spotted a monster in broad daylight. I leaned and whispered, "Emma, what did you say?" She just pointed harder and repeated, "Bad man." Then she said, even quieter, "He locked me." And if you'd been there, you'd have heard the whole room suck in a breath at once. Assistant DA Michael Green asked for a recess, so quick you'd think he'd seen a ghost. And Judge Mathers, who never misses a beat, sent Cross out with a bailiff. Suddenly, my hand was shaking, holding Emma close while she stared straight at that cop. And you know what's wild? Rex, the dog, started acting different, almost like he understood something was wrong. He put himself right in front of Emma, not in a threatening way, more like he was guarding her. Like he remembered, too. Inside Judge Mathers' chambers, things got real tense. Officer Cross tried to act offended, like this was all beneath him, just a kid's outburst. But Mathers wasn't buying it. "The child did not just say you're a bad man," she said, tapping her pen like a warning. "She said you locked her." It hit me then. Emma remembered something from months back, something that never made sense at the time. She'd gotten lost during a block party, disappeared for 2 hours. We found her in a utility shed, scratched up, scared, the whole place stinking of metal. The police said she must have wandered in and pulled the door shut by accident. But when Detective Elijah Monroe, internal affairs legend guy with the tired eyes and the patience of a saint, came in, he asked Emma if she remembered that man. She whispered, in the dark place with the barking, and pointed down at the floor. She said, "He hurt the dog," and I swear Monroe stiffened right there. When he checked the incident report, turns out Cross was the first responder who found her, but his report left out the scratches, said she was unharmed. You see where this is going? That shed was locked from the outside. There's no way she locked herself in. Back in the courtroom, Rex planted himself in front of Emma, guarding her like he was born for it. When Cross came back to the hallway, Monroe and 2 uniforms told him he was on administrative hold pending an internal investigation. Cross lost his cool, said it was all a joke, just a kid's imagination. But Monroe, calm as ever, looked him dead in the eye and said, "And yet, the dog remembers too." That got him. Here's where things get really cinematic. Rex was brought into the courtroom, and he walked straight to Emma, lay his head in her lap, and whined, low and sad. Emma touched his fur, whispered, "That's him. The barking dog." He was there. Even Rachel, Emma's mom, who'd kept it together through everything, could barely keep from crying. Then Dr. Benson, this trauma behaviorist who'd been watching from the back, stepped up and asked to examine Rex. Under the fur on Rex's leg, he found scars, burns, old wounds, hidden signs of abuse. "This dog has been hurt by someone who knew how to conceal it," he said. Monroe asked for warrants. Judge Mathers granted them without blinking. They raided Cross's storage unit that night. What they found: case files, photos of kids, a camera with encrypted cards, and a kennel cage scratched up inside, with Cross's badge number on a collar. In the corner, a bloody training whip. It was all there. When Monroe confronted Cross, the guy tried to stare him down, but Rex stood by Monroe's side, not flinching, not barking, just staring. Monroe laid out the evidence. She remembered. So did the dog. They told the truth without a word. Crossbroke said he'd talk, but wanted protection, claimed, I was not the only one. It goes higher, much higher. Yeah, that happened. And the fallout, well, it was seismic. Reporters, families, other cops packing the benches, all waiting for a reckoning. Cross pled guilty to 6 counts child endangerment, abuse of authority, obstruction, and worse. 2 senior detectives and a forensic tech were implicated too, all of them tangled in this web, protecting each other, hiding the worst kinds of secrets. But the focus was never really on them, it was on Emma and Rex. Emma, with her feet dangling off the bench, hand in the dog's fur. Rex, now wearing an official therapy vest, staying by her side, always watching. The prosecutor, Lorraine Shepard, gave a closing that stuck with me. This courtroom has seen betrayal and cruelty, but it has also seen something extraordinary truth revealed not by experts, but by a 3-year-old girl and a loyal dog. When Emma said, he stayed, she wasn't just talking about a dog, she was talking about loyalty, about someone standing up for her when nobody else could. That's what broke the silence, what finally forced the system to listen. Cross got 40 years, no parole. When he was let out, nobody even looked at him. All eyes were on Emma and Rex. Later, Monroe asked Emma if she wanted to say goodbye to Rex, and she just looked at him like he was crazy. He's not leaving. Rachel nodded. If the department approved, they wanted to adopt him. He deserves to be with his hero, Monroe said. And you could tell, everyone in the room agreed. Afterward, the DA announced the Emma Rex initiative reforms for K-9 units, new screening for officers, better trauma protocols for kids. That photo of Emma pointing, those 2 little words he stayed went viral. People started talking about courage in all shapes and sizes, about how sometimes heroes have tiny hands or 4 paws, and sometimes the bravest thing you can do is speak up, even if your voice shakes or you have to bark to be heard. At home now, Emma sleeps with Rex beside her bed. She whispers, "You stayed," every night before she drifts off, and Rex closes his eyes, finally at peace. The world doesn't always want to listen to the smallest voices, but sometimes those are the voices that end up saving us all. So here's my question for you. What do you think justice looks like? Who do we trust to protect us? And what do we do when those we trust turn out to be the ones we should fear? Tell me below. Does justice mean more oversight, more listening, or something else? Because this time, the truth came from where nobody expected, from a little girl and a dog who wouldn't walk away.